Hello everybody, my name is Rob with another Photoshop tutorial, and today we're going to try an attempt to do a kind of tilt shift effect to make this picture look like a model village or some kind of miniature town type thing. And the first thing you should do is, when choosing an image to do this, is to try and get one where you're looking down on an image, and this is by far the perfect image for this, but it's the only one I tend to have, and I've looked for a better one. I could have got something from the internet or whatever, but I'm going to use one of my own pictures. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this layer. So I'm going to press Control or Command and J, and I'm going to duplicate this twice, and I'm going to turn off the first layer just so I can keep it and revert back to it if I need to. And with the top layer selected, I'm going to click on this layer mask icon to add a layer mask, and to this layer mask we're going to add a gradient. So I'm going to click on the gradient tool. That might be hidden by your paint bucket tool, which is this one, but if you press on it and select the gradient tool, and make sure your colors are black and white. If they're not, you can press D as a shortcut to put them back as default. And up the top you have a choice of these gradients, and we're going to select the fourth one along, which is the reflected gradient. Okay, so now with the layer mask selected and the gradient tool clicked on, I'm just going to click and drag down holding shift, and as you can see on the layer mask it's put down a gradient. In fact, I need something a little bit wider than that, so I'm just going to try that again, a little bit wider. Okay, that's good, but it's a bit too high. So again, when you've done this, you can experiment with this, but I'm just going to click on this link here to unlink it, and then I'm going to move this gradient down a bit. Okay, somewhere there. I just know that that's about right for this picture. You can experiment, so use this to unlink it if you want, and move your gradient around. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is, obviously nothing's happened yet, so click on your image with the layer mask attached and go to Filter, Blur, Lens Blur, and up on the top you want the source to be from the layer mask, and your radius, I've put mine on about 30, between, I'd say about 25 and 35. Actually, I'm just going to take it up to 33, and everything else is default, so click OK, and that's going to render. And for this you can use Gaussian blur. It's very hard to say Gaussian, but you can use this blur, Gaussian blur, if you want. It still works, but I think the lens blur is probably a little bit better for this particular effect. So let's wait for that to finish, and it should take a few more seconds. Still a few more seconds. And just a few more seconds. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's done the lens blur effect. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is, again, making sure that the right image is selected. This time we're going to use the first layer, and we're going to go Control U as a shortcut to bring up your hue saturation dialog box, and we're going to take the saturation up quite a lot, because again this is supposed to be like a miniature village. So the greens are nice, The bricks have gone on this chimney over here, have gone quite a nice red colour, like a ready brick colour, which is good. So click OK. And then one more thing, we're just going to apply an Uncharted mask. So my settings for this, the amount is probably a little bit too much. I'm just going to bring that up to about 220, something like that. It's over sharpened, but that's what we want for this effect. And when you're happy, the radius is on 2, threshold is on 2. When you're happy, click OK. And that's basically about it. We started off with this picture here, and we've ended up with this. Again, you can use various pictures, but you have to have one where it's looking down. I hope this worked for you. Experiment with this. Leave a comment or any questions. Take care guys, thanks for watching. My name's Rob, see you next time.